In our introduction this morning, I said that we'd be speaking to some of the leaders of the industry in Australia, and with Sydney and New South Wales really at the end of the day in international tourism being one of the major draw cards for international visitors to Australia, it makes a lot of sense that one of the first people we speak with at the Australian Tourism Exchange is Matt Brown, the Minister for Tourism. And Matt, as I say, welcome to Perth. We're a long way from Sydney at the moment. But
it's good to be back in Perth, but I tell you what, I'm looking forward to getting back to Sydney.
Okay, we believe you. Hey, listen, some challenging times ahead, but let's talk about a few things first of all. It's been a big week for you guys in the last week with the release of the O'Neill report on tourism. What's your spin on it? I mean, what are you saying that, what's the future? What does it hold and what's the O'Neill report going to do for us?
Look, I'm really excited about this review. We knew that we could probably do tourism a lot better than we were doing, so our government put together the O'Neill review. It's come up with a number of recommendations, and the government's backed it up with an extra $40 million to go into that tourism
And this
budget.
is a real $40 million?
This is a real $40 million bucks in the next 3 years. First thing though, we have to formulate our strategy. So I'll be consulting with industry over the next 3 months, determining that strategy and how we utilise this extra money. Extra to our base budget, then extra to the $85 million for our events corporation, because of course tourism and events work so closely together.
So what's the total budget now then? So you've got the additional 40 million, you've got the 80 odd million for events, and then you've got the former Tourism New South Wales tourism budget as well, is that right?
That's right, add it all up and that's our budget.
Okay, cool. Okay. So in terms of where you're going in the future, look, at the end of the day, there's been a lot of criticism of Tourism New South Wales and the New South Wales government. What is Matt Brown going to do that's different? And can people who are in regional New South Wales be as assured as the industry in Sydney that there's a new future for tourism in this state?
Well, there's going to be a positive future. There are a number of challenges facing us, and they're facing everywhere. Domestic's a bit flat with the high Australian dollar. A lot of Aussies are deciding to go overseas, and because the dollar's so high, it's having a bit of an impact on some of our international visitors in. But nonetheless, our forecasts are showing that international visitors are really going to be the strength, and they will outstrip domestic visitor nights by the year 2015. So international is very important. I'm just organising a trade mission to one of our growing markets, and that's India.
Yep.
And that market's growing about 18% a year. So we're looking at India. China now is spending more than our traditional markets like the UK, and spending more nights as well. So our emerging markets are very important for our state. These international visitors are also moving out into the regions, and that's what we want to see as well.
Yeah, but what about the traditional markets, say the UKs, the Germanys, the New Zealands of this world? What's the score with those now?
I think it's still fairly positive. Like people, when they come to Sydney, come to Australia, they get great value for money. Really good quality accommodation, excellent attractions, beautiful, clean environment. So those attractions are still there. Our traditional markets, UK, US, New Zealand, still going to be strong. In fact, we've had V Australia just announced they're going to be launching their airline from Sydney, moving their base from Melbourne to Sydney, and extra flights to the US. So an extra 50,000 people from the US coming to New South Wales once that airline's up and running. So we're getting some good investment, mainly from international airlines. They know Sydney's an attractive destination.
Now, is Matt Brown an open door for the industry to talk to if they've got concerns and views and want to make their comments as the strategy is designed into the future?
I think that's been the strength of my office to date. It's always open door, make sure we get around, look at what our competitors are doing, learn from that, and generate some really good product to assist the economy, and tourism is just an exciting part of our state's economy.
And you're in for the long haul as a minister?
I'm here for the long haul, and really enjoying the ministerial roles the Premier has given me.
Fantastic. Well, Matt Brown, thank you very much indeed. Challenging times for New South Wales, challenging towns, but maybe it looks like we've got the right guy at the helm. This is John Alwyn-Jones reporting for Travel Mole TV from the ATE 2008 in Perth in Western Australia.